Okay, it's 6 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and begin our webinar. Thank you everyone for participating in our webinar about our new mobile device policy. I'm Kirsten Jobe. I'm the Director of Student Services, and Mrs. Medina is here, and Principal of Edna Hill Middle School, and Lisa Bustillos is one of our amazing teachers and the President of the Brentwood Teacher Association. And we are so glad you're here. The Q&A is open. Please go ahead and use that. We can start answering questions. Our panelists are able to answer questions in there as we are going along, and we'll also have time at the end to answer those questions. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and go ahead and share this presentation that we have. And then after our evening tonight, we'll have this posted to our website, our Brentwood School District website, about our mobile device policy as well. So I'm going to share. This is a change for us to have a mobile device policy. We are excited to be doing this because we, first of all, need to, because there is law that we need to have a mobile device policy. But it's not going forward. There we go. But also because there's a new assembly bill requires us, all districts, to develop a policy. But also it's really important because we want to have our children be more and pay better attention and be more focused at school. So not only do we need to develop this policy now, but it needs to be updated every 5 years. Our policy overview is that there's no use of personal mobile devices, phones, smartwatches, tablets, AirPods, any kind of recording device that we currently are aware of or may come into use at all from the arrival of the first bell to the last bell. So when the kids get to campus, the devices are away and in backpacks until they leave. So that is our policy. District Chromebooks are available to utilize for school-related activities. So we have our Chromebooks, and students who need to call home may use the phones in the administrative offices. There are phones for kids to use, and families can reach their children by calling the school. So the reason we're doing this is because we do have the law, and also research shows that devices during school distract students. If they get a call, if they get a text, they are then distracted for it takes them so long to come back to be able to refocus, to be able to learn. And we are about learning. That is why we are here. The majority of behavior issues on campus are because they are connected to devices, because there is a text sent, there's a picture sent, there's some kind of a media post. That is why we have so many concerns and issues on our campuses. And we strive to keep our focus on learning and academic success. That is what our focus is at school. So the way that we'll implement this, leave devices at home. Would be the best thing. Or turn them off and place them in the backpack before entering campus. They must remain out of sight and turned off during the entire school day. And they, like we said before, they have Chromebooks for academic purposes. Something else I wanted to share is that smartwatches, we know that a lot of our kids have smartwatches. We have learned recently that not only can they leave them in airplane mode, but they have something called school time mode. We Googled that, so you can do the same thing and find out how to enable the school time mode for your children. And it shows, you can see how it works if you Google that or look at a YouTube video. And it shows that the students, when it's in school time mode, they cannot text, they cannot use it in any other way. They are focused and at school. And if they come out of school time mode, families will get an alert too that they've come out of school time mode. Now, during state testing, all devices are off. They may not wear their Apple Watch or some kind of smartwatch. During testing, state testing, no one can have any kind of device, no matter what. These are the exceptions that are in the law according to this education code. In the case of an emergency or perceived threat or danger, and staff would grant them permission during this. So if there is some kind of a lockdown called, like we just had a lockdown drill last week, if there is some kind of threat, a staff member would let them know. Of course they could get their device. We would absolutely allow that because there would be some kind of a threat or danger. We would let them know. If a licensed physician determines it's absolutely necessary, for the health of that student, or if it's required in their IEP. Those are the reasons that they would be allowed to have their device. And then we have consequences for what would happen if students used their devices when they're not supposed to. So they're first given a warning, and then we would keep documenting these things in ARIES, which is our student information system. Then the second thing would be the phone will be picked up at the office at the end of the day. A parent guardian will be notified, but the student will be able to go pick that up. The third thing is a parent guardian will be notified that they must pick up the device. And then the fourth thing, the student will attend a meeting with the parent guardian, with the administrator, and then be required to check in their cell phone at the office. They'd be locked up in the office, but because they've lost that privilege to not have it locked up if they're going to be bringing it to school. And then I wanted to make sure that you are all aware that we have a family information website. It's linked here, and it was sent out in the letters that we sent out to all the families that shares all this information. Will include a recording of tonight on our information website for Brentwood School District. And then our teachers will be presenting all this information to our students next month. And then we'll be sending out social media reminders, because this is a big change for our families. So we'll be sending out these reminders to everybody. And then I would like to know if there are questions, or you can put things in the Q&A. We want to know what feedback you have, concerns. I've had lots of positive emails from families saying they're so grateful that we're doing this as a district. They feel like our students will be more in tune, and they're very grateful that our district is taking the stand. So just would like to know if you have any questions or thoughts. We're happy to answer these questions for you. It will be for all K through 8. Yes, it will be for all grade levels. We had originally thought about just middle school, and then our principal said, oh no, we need this for every grade level. We're seeing so many devices at the younger levels, of the younger grades. So we are going through all TK through 8. So yes, it's for everybody. And you're correct that your daughter can wear her smartwatch as long as it's in school time mode. Yes, it is. We are going to try it out. I'll say that. We're going to pilot making sure that the school time mode is working for us. We're going to try that, make sure that it doesn't become burdensome, but we felt like it would be so many children are wearing their smartwatches, or they are used to wearing a smartwatch of some kind, that we were going to try the school time mode and see how well that goes. Yes. So is there anything else? And we're updating our FAQs with that information, because we want to make on our website, we want to make sure that we're clear about that. And until further notice, we're going to keep that going. Is there any other thoughts or questions? And good job, you guys, for being here, you parents that came. You know, lots going on in our district right now at this time of year. So thank you for coming and being involved. Oh, another one more question. How about for after school activities for band and sports? We do not have a policy for bands and sports right now. Right now, this is just for instructional time. We're only concerned about staying focused during instructional time. So it's right now we're doing bell, like really the curb when they get to school to the last bell is our policy. So after school, they need to follow whatever the instruction is of their coach or their director, whatever they're involved with. And that is what we need to follow for that. So thank you. Thank you for being here. They said great information. All right. Thanks, guys. All right. If you think of anything else, anybody, if you have any more thoughts, you can email me, and I'll be happy to get back to you, because that may be something that we would want to add to our FAQs, because if you're thinking it, you can bet that 5, 10 more families are thinking of the same question. So that will only help us in the future. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mrs. Medina. Thank you, Ms. Bustillos, for being here.